I'm Andy Jukers. It says Andy. Or if I take the coat off, it'll say Andy. I'm the head brewer here at Renaissance Brewing. We're a nice little team here, and behind me you see the brewery.
Enthusiasm for all things medieval, combined with a desire to celebrate the rebirth of craft brewing, led Andy Ducasse and his brother-in-law Brian Thiel to calling their brewery Renaissance, a name that could also refer to the revival of this tiny brewery since the expat Americans took it on in 2005.
Andy, thank you so much for inviting me to come in and see your very small but perfectly formed little brewery. It wasn't always this way though, was it?
No. I like to describe it as, let's say someone had an afternoon off and they went and they toured a big brewery, and they saw kind of how that was. Then later, maybe a year or two later, they got really drunk and had a free afternoon with a lot of stainless steel. And that was kind of how this place looked.
And a blowtorch and
oh,
some
geez, yeah. Yeah.
So why did you take it on?
Large amounts of optimism paired with large amounts of stupidity. Yes.
But Brian he wasn't a brewer, was he?
No.
So why'd you bring him in on things?
Because, well, it has
he
turned
liked
out.
beer, or?
Well, yes. But the important thing was he was a Mercedes mechanic by trade and could fix things.
Ah, very important. And you try and use local ingredients?
I
heard you talking
yeah.
to someone earlier saying that you use Marlborough hops and you use South Island malt, is that right?
Yep. All our pale malt, can show some here. We've got the pale malt there, pale in color. That's from Gladfield Maltings down in Dunsandel in Canterbury. And that's what I use for the base ingredient for all my beers. The rest of the malts here, such as this chocolate malt, this is Cara Aroma. It's a kind of a crystal malt. It's a little bit different. This is wheat malt, which is used in a wheat beer, malted wheat.
Yeah. Oh, they're so cute. Very dainty.
A little bit smaller. And then roasted to kind of chocolate color.
Yeah, but it's not as intense. The chocolate
no, it gives a whole different flavor.
The same as the barley.
Yeah.
Quite different. But with the hops, and you've got some pellets here and some, do you just call them leaf or bud, or what do you?
Yeah, cone hops, because they look like cone. They're like, well, when they're growing, they look like a tiny little pine cone kind of thing.
Ah.
For hundreds of kilos of malt, we use kilos of hops. Okay? It's a spice.
Okay.
Yeah. As a brewer, I've got a palette of hops that I can select from. I've got a palette of malts that I can select from. And I also have a palette of yeast that I can select from for exactly what I want.
So what's the craziest ingredient you've ever used in a beer?
Oh, goodness. Well, it was back when I was home brewing.
It's okay, bring it on. What was it?
Frankincense.
You put frankincense in your beer?
Yeah.
I don't even know what frankincense tastes like.
That's not new either.
Is that a Kiwi thing?
No, I got it from an old Elizabethan book on brewing. So, they put everything in. Bog myrtle and frankincense and chickens. I mean, yeah, anything, yeah.
It's only fair that Andy and I sit down to try some of the Renaissance brews. With 7 beers, they range from the darkest Craftsman Stout to the lightest Paradox Pilsner. The other brewer on board here is Matt, a British expat. He's trying the Voyager. I've got the barley wine, and Andy's going for the Elemental Porter.
So, Matt, what is it about the Voyager? Why do you like it so much?
Being from England, this is a British-style IPA, which is, in fact, a lot of the IPAs in Britain you'll get in the pub are around 3 to 4%.
Okay.
Nice little hop finish, so this is more or less a double version of wine.
A lot like this one too. It'd be great with food. But I'm looking at the Elemental. Is that how you say it? Elemental?
Elemental, yeah, Elemental Porter.
Why Elemental?
It implies, strength and depth of character, I think. And porter is probably my favorite style of beer. I think of it kind of as the Pinot Noir of the beer world, actually.
Pinot Noir.
It's hard to do just perfect, yeah.
Right. This is just an absolute job well done.
Thank you.
It's best to buy 2, one to drink now, one to lay down. And...
I'm going to buy 20.
Good.
Cheers.
Good. Cheers.
Cheers.